Welcome to the Good Pod, where today we're talking Good Wife, Season 4, Episode 4, Don't Haze Me, Bro. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed, with, as always, Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. You good?
I'm great. Marissa, my wife says to say hi. My
Thanks.
beautiful wife, who I love and
Thank you.
do all the things to that a husband does to a wife, because
Didn't need to know all that, but okay, yeah, sure.
I definitely have a wife.
I know you do.
She's a she. Just so everybody knows. Okay.
I mean, if anyone was guessing. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, thank you for clarifying and telling your story.
Yeah, I was going to come down here to podcast. She was like, "Hey, hey, husband of mine, my sweet, sweet husband. Make sure you tell Marissa and all your listeners I said hi." So I said, I will tell everyone that my wife, my female wife, said to say hi to everyone.
I really hope this is the episode she listens to. I really do.
Yeah,
I do. I think it would be
for sure. I will play it for my wife, who I've been married to for over 10 years. That's definitely real and exists.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what else to say.
I mean, you don't have to say anything. You just
yeah.
Just know that.
Yeah, it was a big topic in this episode, though. Like, you know, who has a wife and who doesn't have a wife, and what does it mean to have a wife, even if you're a man, and what you do with your wife, and what does that define your sexuality? It was a very big, like, what is your definition of is moment in this episode.
Oh man, yeah, that was so interesting to have our case revolve around this and the judge that we had and the way things went. So I can't wait to talk about that. Before we dive into the episode, I want to remind you listeners and watchers out there of some free and easy ways you can help this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, and subscribing wherever it is you're listening or watching. It helps greatly. It gets into the eyes and ears of more listeners, gets us into the algorithm, all that good stuff. You can also ask us any questions, give us any comments you have. If you want to email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com, that's where you can talk to us about any and everything. Also, if you want to give monetarily, you are willing and able to do that. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod, you can donate any amount you wish. You don't have to. The show will always be here for you, whether you donate or not. But it's a way for you to tell us, "Hey guys, good job.
Good job.
Doing a good job."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I gotta be honest, Jason, this is the only coffee I drink. Buy me a coffee. Yeah. It's the best coffee.
That's the only time I buy coffees with any coffee with any coffee donations. That's the only time I will buy a coffee, because I feel like I'm obligated to buy coffee with those proceeds and drink coffee, even though I don't drink coffee on the regular.
No. Yeah. So expand our coffee horizon.
Yes.
Buy me a coffee.
Help us buy some premium bean coffees.
Bean juice. We love bean juice.
Bean juice doesn't come in a jar. Oh, sorry. I don't know if anyone else is familiar with that song, but it's a song from my childhood. Now that is all out of the way, now we've gotten the sillies out, let's talk about the episode, Marissa.
All right. Yeah, listeners, you should know we're podcasting back to back today. So we are a little goofy. Yeah. But the case of the week, not goofy at all.
Very serious.
Not goofy at all. Yeah. So this week we have the family of Trey Lawson, who was on the water polo team at Chicago Polytech University, which apparently is the only school in Chicago, because
according to this
everyone goes to this, and like even Neil Gross last episode went to Chicago Polytech. So I get it. You can't like name something.
That's a real school though, right, Marissa?
Is it? I don't think so.
Well, you're a Chicago person. I
don't think so.
Wow,
I think it's a big school. I think that's why they made it, is because like they can't like name any of the real schools, because
that would make sense. Let me see what happens if I look up Chicago Polytechnic University. Okay, here we go. Chicago Polytechnic University is not a real university, but a fictional one featured in the TV show Shameless. How
Oh
dare
my
you
God.
use
Oh my
shameless
God.
and not the good wife in your Google
That's so
AI
great. But those universes,
thing?
these universes combine.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's funny. I listen, I would have loved to see Frank Gallagher somehow be defended by Lockhart and Gardner. Hilarious.
It would be good.
That was the crossover we never got that we should have got.
We should have. There was enough
I don't know
cases
if
there for sure.
I don't know if Bill Macy ever shows up on The Good Wife, but if he does, I will
Okay,
be
he was also in ER. So, like he's everywhere.
true. True. Yes. So yeah, Chicago Polytechnic is not real. I guess it is just the catch-all for any college-related shenanigans going down
Yes.
on this show.
Yes. And apparently they have a water polo team that likes to throw this event called the Dunk the day before the season starts. And Trey, unfortunately, was drowned by Wayne Crockett during one of these events. And so this lawsuit is about the family of Trey Lawson suing the university for liability for Trey's death. And we start this episode or start the case with the coach on the stand, and we see an episode or like we see a video of what happens. The first years are held under the water by veteran players, and they try to drown, but like not really. They're like, that's not really supposed to happen. And the coach is like, but I never liked this. But Diane and Alicia are like, but you knew about it, right? Like this is a thing you knew about. And the lawyer on the other side for the university says, but didn't you like tell them not to do this, even though you were aware of it? Like you told them not to do it, right? Like, so the university spoke through you and told them not to do it. They also had a teammate come on the stand and were like, this is like a known thing, right? Like the dunk. This is an event that happens all the time. Is there like a wink wink policy here? And didn't you also like get a text from your coach the night of the dunk saying, don't get drunk at the dunk? And so even though he might have said don't do it, he absolutely knew about it. And we find out that the ask here is for $6 million.
Yeah. Oh, not good because, like you said, the coach is like, hey, like, because this is all about a liability issue, right?
Right.
The parents of Trey, we already got a conviction for the person that drowned Trey. That's all good
Yes,
and
his
well.
name is Wayne Crockett, and he is
Wayne
currently
Crockett.
in jail.
Wayne Crockett sounds like a name you would say, Wayne Crockett. But yeah, now the parents are suing civilly the university because this happened on their watch. They trusted them with their son, and look what happened. So I think it is interesting that he's the coach is trying to like play it off like, oh no, we did not condone this behavior, but yet you're also texting about it and joking about it, and so yikes. So the defense comes with a $500,000 settlement offer, and our people are like, no, we want 6 million. That's what we're asking for. That's what we need. The other person, the other lawyer, played by John Glover, I think his name is. We've seen him before. I believe.
He has some hair.
Huh?
He has some hair.
I know him as Lionel Luther from Smallville. That's my guy.
Yeah.
I think he was. I think he was with Patty Nyholm when she.
Well, probably.
I think he worked for the insurance company she worked for, so maybe he's gone out on his own now. I don't know. But yeah, he's like 500K. They're like, nah, we want all of it. We want all of the 6 million.
Yeah. And he puts during the break, Will calls Diane. And this only comes into play here because of Diane's mood changes during this case. Will's like, man, the 27th floor is so depressing. Like, it sucks. It's gone. But if you really want to get motivated, come down here because, like, now I'm ready. Like, now I'm ready to get us back on track. So she's like, okay. Meanwhile, back in court, the teammate is still on the stand, and the university lawyer asks about another text message that he received that night about Mary bringing the bruise. And at first I was like, who's Mary? Like, what's going on? And the lawyer asked, like, is Mary Trey? And they're like, I don't know who Mary is. It's not Trey. But what the lawyer's trying to set up here is that Mary is a derogatory term towards someone who's effeminate, that they may be gay. And so therefore, if Mary equals Trey, this is beyond hazing. This is now a hate crime. And I gotta say, to me, it doesn't matter. Liability is about where the frick it happened and if you knew about it.
Yeah, so that's it. Because when the kid on the stand, they're asking about it. When they mention Mary, you can tell he's like, oh, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I think it's an interesting argument to say, like, well, you know, it doesn't matter because they go into chambers and they're like, hey, like, it doesn't matter where this happened. This would have happened either way because it is a hate crime. It doesn't matter where
Right.
it happened, it was going to happen. So the logic to me is not logicking. Like,
Yeah,
like,
but like this judge, we should mention, also has some, I guess I wouldn't call it that now, but maybe in 2012 would be seen as effeminate quality
I mean,
in this situation.
he's a very soft spoken man.
Yeah, yeah, but he's also, as they mentioned later, very swishy. He's like, okay, I'll allow it. Like, I'll let this happen. I'll
Yeah.
I'll do this. Because he's really just kind of interested and intrigued by this argument. He's like, oh, well, let's see if you can prove it. Like, let's see if this is something that we can do. So we're just gonna let it. We're gonna let it happen. So Diane hears this. It's just, again, I gotta tell you, getting Diane on a hate crime case is like she's wound up. She's ready to go, but she stops by that 27th floor on her way back to the office just to pick up a little bit more motivation. And she charges out of that elevator, ready to talk to Trey's family, and is like, "This is absurd. The defense wants you to settle. I cannot promise a win, but I'm going to fight harder because I'm angry, and you should be angry too."
We've had this a few times where our lawyers, whether it be Alicia, whether it be Diane, or whether it be Will, are spurned on by something else, and they come to
yeah,
they come to their clients like, "I'm ready to fight like hell for you." They're like, "Oh wow, you really care about us?" Like, not really. I'm just mad about something else. I'm gonna use that for this,
for you, and also for me.
Like, our success here for you is a byproduct of what I'm actually feeling, but just go with it because you're going to benefit from it. So don't be complaining. I thought it was pretty funny. If like she was mad, because it's like you said, Will's like, hey, like as we see Will touring the 27th floor that's been kind of demolished.
It's been like
demolished, right? Like
I'm like, whoa, did we need
fire? Did you set fire to the 27th floor? Or did you just could we have just taken the Lockhart Gardner name off of the thing and probably still sold it to some other law firm, maybe? But it looked like they literally just set fire to the whole floor because it's like there's trash everywhere, it's dirty, it's dingy. It's just like, what did y'all do here? Like, did you decide, hey, we're getting evicted?
Yes,
we're gonna party. We're gonna really tear this place up. We're getting evicted anyway. We might as well tear the place up because it really was. It's just like, what did y'all do in here? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so Diane goes there and she's like, she gets mad. She gets riled up. She's like, we're gonna reclaim this floor at some point. So I'm gonna get some money for my people so we can get money so we can get back to our ways. I was like, okay, I guess we need motivation.
I mean, because a hate crime wasn't motivation enough.
Right.
We have to get more motivation. And she tells Alicia to get Kalinda to figure out if Trey is gay or not, which is just also like a horrible, like this entire case. I just personally want to say horrible and uncomfortable. Just don't. I'm sure Jason agrees.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's just
it is a very 2012 thing.
Yes.
Because I don't think it would have been handled with the same verbiage now. I mean,
or the same strategy, like go investigate if someone's gay or not. Like
you can tell that the Kings they come at it with the right intentions, but the dialogue is very 2012. It's like, yes. As a people. I mean, listen.
We still got works to do.
See, yeah. So some people are a lot more sensitive now to saying things how they say things. I don't even think you would find someone saying swooshy now. I don't think that would be a thing. So
no, this was before pronouns in your profile. This was before emojis. This was before ways that people felt comfortable even being queer out in public. This was still that time of, I think this is still the time of don't ask, don't tell. There's still that stuff going on. Not saying that it's much better now.
Right.
But we have enough capitalistic capital behind it. Like this, we didn't have like Pride Month sales or Pride Month merch in 2012 that we do now. And so I think, as horrible as that is, it has kind of like solidified it in the culture a little bit more than it was back then.
Yeah. I think the Kings would have handled this differently if this was 2025.
Yes.
So yeah. So the like you said, the play now, we got to prove that Trey wasn't gay. That's what this is what this is like turned into. And
That's where it is.
like Diane's like, get Kalinda on it. And Alicia's like, I will call Kalinda and tell her. I will not tell her in person because that's
no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't.
Not we do anymore. That's not we do anymore. Again, we're back on our.
We're on our
Alicia
watch.
Kalinda watch. No scenes shared together in this episode.
Yeah.
Like I wish I had like a big like board. 4 episodes since Kalinda and Alicia have been in the same room.
We should do that. That'd be pretty good. Meanwhile, Clark is still on his like budgeting business, and he goes to, I thought this was a fair ask of Clark, to be quite honest, goes into Diane's office and says, there's room for both of you here, you, Will and Diane, because they've both visited the 27th floor. This is not something that they want to, give in on. Diane tells Clark, like, basically, like, shut up, like, this is not it. And Clark is like, I'm trying to save you from yourself. And he says, like, don't have the 27th floor anymore. We have people without offices. It's going to hurt morale. If leadership sacrificed something, it would help morale. And both of them are like, no.
F that.
We're not going to do that.
Well, it is like poor Clark. He came about this at the very wrong time. Because like I said, they've just been newly invigorated by visiting their shuttered offices. And like Clark has got such a good point. He's like, how do you think it's going to look if you two at the head of the table have these 2 huge offices? Meanwhile, we have people out there squished, scavenging around, trying to find places to work. It's not going to look good for you. And they're like, nah, bro, F it. Because you know what? We're going to get our shine back, and it won't even matter. This is temporary, Clark. You're temporary. We're going to get our offices back. It won't even matter. F off, bro.
Yeah, he's like, or Diane goes, you can go to the bankruptcy judge with us if you want.
And trying to call us bluff. I was like, yeah, Will and Diane are fired up. Nothing like a Will and Diane being fired up. And Clark, this in turn gets Clark fired up.
Clark's fired up in his own way because he's making new friends. He's making friends with Carrie. He's like, hey, Carrie, I've been noticing how good of a job you're doing. And how long have you been here? Carrie's like 2 months. And Clark goes, you should have an office by the end of the day.
I thought it was interesting because Clark is like, Carrie, you've been doing so good. We haven't even had any cases go to court because you settled them before they even get to court. Yeah. Which is like, it's also a way to be like, I think we also knew this about Carrie, like before all the stuff went down at Lockhart Gardner. He was very good at negotiation. He was very good at keeping cases out of court, which like when we first saw Carrie go into court, he was nervous because he had settled so many cases outside of court. He didn't know what he was doing. So I think it's kind of a check-in on Carrie to be like, hey man, you're doing great. So Carrie's still around doing great things. He's like, and if you need anything, and I mean anything, you just let me know. Carrie, smart guy that he is, sees this as the trap it is. He's like, what do you mean? Like in the lunchroom? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what like, I think he knows, like, this is not good. Well, I'm not getting myself caught up in this.
Clark is like, I don't want to limit your scope. Whatever you think, cases, people, lunch, whatever you think is great. Yeah, so this all comes together throughout the rest of this episode, but this whole 27th floor thing really was a big booster for Mom and Dad. Back on the stand, we have Beth Alexander. Beth Alexander is someone who dated Trey, and Alicia is like, she's like, I'm so sorry I have to ask you this, but like, did you sleep with them? She's like, yeah. It's like, to the best of your knowledge, do you know if he slept with men? And she's like, no, he was very religious. You're like, he wouldn't do that. And then the the university lawyer is like, well, did you hear about a rumor that he was gay? And like really trying to like hone this in. And also like the rumor was founded because he had a lisp and he was effeminate and like all this stuff. This throws everyone into cahoots, like objection, objection, objection. So they go into chambers, and at this point, the judge is like, I'll allow it. You just got to find evidence of the mental state of the killer to like prove that this isn't the case.
Yeah, I like how it's like, the judge bangs his gavel. He's like, oh, at the end, he's like, oh, you made break my paperweight, which I think is him trying to be like, look how feminine this judge is, right? It's just like, is he? No.
It was funny because I'm sure at the time everyone was like, is he not? And I like now in a 2025, I'm like, it doesn't matter. But like at the time,
I wasn't even looking out for it until he tells Diane, because he's got all the lawyers gathered. He was like, people may think I was gay until they found out I had a wife.
Well, and the looks on their face.
The looks. Everyone, like all the lawyers, she sort of looks like, he's not gay. I definitely thought he was gay.
I really thought he was gay.
And then at that moment, I was like, oh, we're supposed to think this guy is like gay. We're supposed to think like people think this man is gay. Interesting. I guffawed, laughed out loud when they all started showing looks. I was like, oh, that's funny. He's like, I bet people think I'm gay. They find out I have a very real life. Hilarious.
Yes. Back in the office, clerk trying again to solve all of this stuff says, hey, Alicia, can you come into my office? You like Carrie, right? I'm like, yeah. I even recommended him to come here. Cool. You share an office now.
Bruh, the way this was revealed was so good because Clark's like, hey, like, you like Carrie, right? She's like, yeah. It's like she walks off. And then she comes back, like he's showing Carrie to his new office. He's like, hey, guess what, Carrie? You got an office now. He's like, actually, this is Alicia's office. Like, what do you mean? And here comes Alicia. And it's like, oh, Clark's like, oh, you guys share an office now. He's like, of course. Of course.
I didn't want anything to do with this.
Bro, I didn't do this. This is not me at all. Alicia's like, I know. It is an interesting callback to when Carrie first came back. He looks at Alicia's office and he's like, this is your office? Like, and at the time she's like, yeah, it's only because I work with Eli, because that's why I got a big office. Now they're sharing the office
in a very like awkward setup. Like their desks are facing the same way. It's very weird. But anyway, Kalinda goes to visit Wayne, the confessed killer, in jail. And he's like, you can't touch me because I've already been convicted. And Kalinda's like, well, let me tell you what double jeopardy really means. Like, this is a whole other crime. This is a whole other charge. They're going to charge you with a hate crime. It is a federal crime. And she asks, hey, was Trey gay? I was like, no, Trey wasn't gay. I just didn't like him. And Kalinda goes, well, you'll come on the stand and like say that. And he's like, no, but I will help you. And so that's how we get introduced to Chad, who's next on the stand.
I was trying to surmise, like, did Wayne? I know Wayne is responsible for Trey dying, but was this because I know Wayne hated Trey, but did he actually mean to kill Trey? Like,
I don't think so. I think it was like I gotta confess, or
I mean, he was found guilty of killing Trey.
Yeah.
Whether it was an accident or not, he would still go to prison for that.
Yeah.
But the way that he's like talking about Trey by still saying he hates Trey, I was like, yeah, was this an accident, or was this like you were actually trying to kill this man? They didn't really give an indication either way, but as you said, he gives Kalinda a hard time. Like, I ain't testifying, which is very smart. Like, don't get on the stand unless you like absolutely need to, because as he says, his lawyer told him like nothing good could come of this, only bad will come of this if you go on the stand. So nah, you're not doing that. Spoiler, he ends up doing it later, but I like his initial response to Kalinda, like, nah, I'm good. But he does point her to his gay friend. It's like
his gay friend Chad.
Yeah,
Chad and Wayne, they're buddies. They play Call of Duty one night. They go outside. They see that Trey and Beth are kissing. And to, Chad, he's like, this makes no sense because Trey has no game. like, and they have talked about this. And so the fact that Trey is gay kind of like throws the university for a little bit of a loop. But um they're asking like, why are you friends with Wayne? It's like, well, Wayne was the first person I told, like when I was coming out. And Diane was just like, oh, okay. Like she was on it in this situation. She was like, I forget what she said, but she's like, I'll withdraw. Like after that, she was.
Well, yeah, I mean, because of this, we're going to find through the course of this trial that the other side, Andrews, who's for the university, is changing this
He's
constantly.
Got like a wheel of hate crimes. Yeah. And he's just like, right now it's gay, it's a queer or like LGBTQ hate crime. What can we do next?
Yeah. Because I mean, I think Diane, like what you're talking about, Diane's like, Chad basically says Wayne knew I was gay. He supported me. And Dad's like, well, I guess that puts us to rest, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can't, Wayne didn't do this because Trey was gay.
She basically turns to Andrew is like, Kobe, he's just done dunked on your ass. And she's like, and before Andrew's even object, she's like, I will draw it. I know you're gonna be a bitch and say and start objecting. I will draw it. And before he can even do that, got my face. Which is like, you would think, like, okay, Diane, you got served by Diane. This is over.
Yeah, but not this guy. He goes back to Chad and says, well, do you think it's possible that like Wayne didn't see you as his gay friend? He saw you as his childhood friend, and that could be the tie that you guys have. And Chad's like, I guess, whatever. But then it's like, hey, did you ever see Wayne mock Trey? Like, was there ever a moment like that? So he's like, yeah. And then objection, go into the judge's chamber. And Diane is trying to convey to the judge, like, this makes no sense because I think this is the hate crime against. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Andrew, Mr. Andrews, university lawyer man. What would you say while the judge is like sitting there doing? Like, yeah, what would you say about me, basically?
Because we're trying to like, Diane's about to say, she's like, wait a minute, I'm about to say being swishy in front of a swishy man.
No, he doesn't. She doesn't say swishy. She, I think, was going to use the word effeminate.
Yeah, something, and then, whichever one it was. She's like, I don't want to say this in front of the judge who is this, so I'm going to toss it over to Andrew and make Andrew say it. And Andrew goes in and says, swishy people. It's like, oh, okay, swishy.
Oh, okay. The judge again allows this argument to happen. We get Wayne on the stand and he's just like, I didn't like him. He was a jerk. And then he brings up the fact that there was a time when Trey basically told Wayne that he wasn't black enough because he's from the suburbs and Trey's from the south side of Chicago. And I'm sure there was a skin lightness thing, but I'll let you, Jason, talk to that because I don't know that world as much as you would. Unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, colorism is a very, very, very real issue. It's an issue that I have faced in my life for not being the correct skin tone in a environment where there are people that were very much darker than I was in a different way. So it is an issue that's been prevalent in the Black community for decades and decades and decades, still is. Will never not be an issue. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. So it is a very real issue. But as my wife says, as my very real wife always says, black is black and it don't crack. But yes, it is an issue. And this is very like this case, what Wayne is saying is very relatable to a lot of people because Trey looked down on Wayne because Wayne was a lighter skin tone. And they're both black, but yes, Wayne is lighter skin tone, so Trey would mock him for that, call him an Oreo.
And it just, anytime there's like a colorism, anything, it just shows and underlines the power of whiteness and how much people even who aren't white but have a part of white in them are trying to, like in between those two different worlds and look down upon in their own culture. I get it sometimes too, being half white, half Mexican. I'm not Mexican enough. I'm not, white enough. So, in parts of the world, they sell bleaching creams to get for people to change the color of their skin. So people want to be white so bad that this is a conversation that happens every day. I know in America and I know around the world. So,
I mean, I have in my life been called an Oreo because I am biracial. So that's like, especially when I was a kid in middle school in a predominantly black neighborhood, not fun. Let's just put it that way. So it's been an issue for a long time. Will be an issue for probably forever because let's be real, racism, colorism is not going away anytime soon.
I mean, unless someone unplugs the earth and then plugs it back in, I think we've got this programming, unfortunately, for a long time.
Anytime I have a defective device to unplug and plug back in. Have you tried that with the world? Have you tried it with society? Hey, let's try it with society. Why don't we? Like, that'd be a good idea.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again? Yeah. So this is the situation. Like, Wayne's like, I didn't like him because of that. Not because he was effeminate or anything like that, but because there was this colorism conversation happening. At this point, he's questioned by Diane, like, what fraternity did you belong to? And he tells them, oh, no, it's questioned by the university. Like, what fraternity did you belong to? And apparently there were two black fraternities that had a rivalry on campus. And Wayne was in one, and Trey had pledged the other one. But now on the wheel of hate crime, we have moved from LGBT hate crime to black on black hate crime.
Yes.
So he's just like, it's like he's a lighthouse, kind of just like trying to search for something to stick here. And we have Will, Diane, Alicia, and Carrie at the table to talk about this.
Hanging out, I guess, for whatever reason. He's not an official part of this case. He's just hanging out. He's just with his buddies at the school lunch table. Like,
yeah, he's like, oh,
shooting shit.
And Carrie's like, and they say like, oh, there's been fights between these two frats. And Carrie's like, oh, that's good. There are fights. So I want to remind you that this is the case about liability. And that Diane's like, yes, I'm gonna take the coach back on the stand.
Like the White Knight come riding in through the sand.
For real.
I am Carrie. Let me remind you of how cool and great I am. Because it is important, because this case has spun off so far afield from where we started, which was like, this is about the school's liability. And Carrie, who is a like impartial observer to this case, he's not on it, is like, well, then that means the school's responsible, right? Because it was a school sanctioned fraternity beef. Like, so you can put it back on the school. They're like, oh my God, I forgot it was about the school.
Even Will was like an impartial, it wasn't even in it either. And he's like, oh boy. It was like, oh boy, black on black crime. I don't know what to do.
Listen, Will's got his own stuff going on at the moment. He's probably just randomly checking in on this thing. Carrie, who is, always trying to prove himself, always try to get in where he can fit in, is the one to like bring it back around to the real topic. Like, it was just like, oh my, like, yeah, that's right. We're fighting against the school. Like, duh.
That's also like it's very Carrie, but it's also, I think, what he had to do at the state's attorney's office. Like, this is the case. This is the case we're trying. This is it. Don't try to go away from this case. This is the case. So he was able to kind of pull everybody back. We get the coach back on the stand, and he's questioned, like, this is the first time you've had two people from these two frats on your team. And he's like, well, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to have black athletes on the team. So yes. But were you aware of the animosity between these two frats? Like, no. But then Alicia's like, didn't you get notified about an incident between these two frats? Is that you right there on the delivery list? And he's like, yeah, I guess. Well, were you aware that Trey pledged to the other frat that Wayne was in? Like, no. Oh, no. Interesting. Here's a photo of you standing next to Trey in a t-shirt that he's wearing with the fraternity's name on it. So what about that? And the university lawyer says, he goes up to the stand. He's like, well, you can't like prove that he was killed because he was black. The judge is like, but you did.
Yeah.
You proved that. And all Diane did was prove that the university knew, therefore the university is liable, because they sent the email to everyone saying, hey, there was this incident between these two fraternities.
Yeah,
And they
which
end up getting like the original ask.
yeah, which is like, but so what would have been the solution here is to not have one of them on the team because the Ferraris were beefing? I was like,
No. I don't think that's the solution. She just needed to prove that like the university kept saying that they didn't know, or like this is when they did know, because not only did he get the email, but he also stood next to Trey that had that.
right.
So he should have
But
like,
but if
I
I'm the
don't
coach, I'm like, well, I can't control
no,
like
he can't. No.
who, like I the school can't control who pledges
I
what
think they just
fraternity.
needed to show to the jury that Trey was in this thing by way of this picture. They had to get the picture into evidence.
Yeah, I get it.
Going into it.
It felt a little, the logic to me felt a little flimsy by the end,
For
but I was like,
sure.
okay. I was like, all right, fine. I feel like the show proved its point, whether it made a lot of sense in the storyline of it. I was like, I feel like we got enough like social comments. I feel like this is a very social commentary case. I mean, which is what the Kings will do from a lot. There's a lot of cases that comment on social issues, and it felt like this was really more of a social issue case than a case because there are some cases where it doesn't have a lot of social commentary. This case had a bunch of social commentary. I feel like the Kings did get their point across. I just don't know how effective the ending was logic wise to me.
It was just like, I think they started at the time. They're like, okay, we're gonna have this case, we're gonna have this case, and then like we have to win. Like Diane has to win because she has to like the law and she has to be like ready to go. And at the end of this episode, she is like kicking off her shoes, leaning back, and then she says to Will, "We're gonna get our firm back." And then we're going to open up in New York and we're going to open up in DC. And if you listen to our coverage or watched Elsbeth, we know that Diane is in DC, but does work in New York. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to spoil how we get there. I don't want to say anything, but the fact that this was planted this far back in the series is pretty cool for someone who's watched the whole series. And like, I love it here. Welcome to the lifeboat. We got nothing to lose. Like, this is great. I'm glad you finally joined me. So they're going to make quite the formidable team.
I know that Diane is feeling herself.
Yes.
At this moment.
We just need Kurt to call.
Yeah. Where are you, Kurt?
That would be a good time for Kurt to call.
I don't need no dirty Aussie. Get him out of here.
No,
Give me Kurt.
No.
Give me Kurt.
Yes. So that was our case of the week. We also had some action on the campaign, and unfortunately, there's a lot of Jackie. And also,
listen, Marissa,
it wasn't bad.
Take where you can get it, right? We did not get a Kalinda Wick storyline.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
So thank your lucky stars that we were saved from that. But you did have to you'd have to eat your what do they call it? You had to eat your vegetables. It's a trade-off, right? You didn't get a Kalinda, but you still had to eat the Jackie episode.
It's true. So Jackie's out of the hospital. We hear Peter I do just have to mention, it's really distracting how bad his hair is dyed in this episode. It's just like really bad. Like it's like super gray in areas and then like a red brown. I was like, were you on some sort of movie or something? Like this is not normal. But while he is wheeling Jackie out, Peter tells Jackie and us that the doctor said there's no permanent damage to the stroke here. Meanwhile, Eli and Alicia are back at the magazine, kind of like trying to wrap this whole thing up. Alicia's giving her time, being questioned. She's trying to establish, like a timeline. Eli's on the phone with Peter. Jackie, of course, wants to know because she is like dressed to the nines. She's like, I am ready to go back on the trail. I am here. And Peter, is it Alicia? Is Alicia hurting you? Oh. And Peter's like, no, Ma, she's been great. She's like, I don't believe you. She's like, so mad.
It's kind of crazy that Peter is number one, like Jackie's going straight from the hospital to a luncheon campaign for Peter. I was like, Peter, why are you letting this happen? I feel like coming straight from the hospital from recovering from a stroke, you should be like on bed rest or something. Like, why are you pimping out your mom like straight out of the hospital? I was like, damn, like that's crazy.
It's a lot. And back at the magazine, we learn about 2 dates. So we have August 21st, 2012. That's when Indira Starr is claiming that Alicia saw them at home and told them, it's okay. It's an open marriage. Alicia shuts that down real quick. And then there's another date of September 30th, which we had was the one they thought that, like, the one that Alicia thought was with her and Will. But it was at a hotel. And Alicia's like, no, we didn't talk. Eli gets Kalinda on this basically to check it out. And Eli's like, I think I was in the adjoining room to Peter at this point. So why don't you check into it? They're trying to get this case killed.
Yeah, I was like, at the moment where Eli goes, I think I was in the adjoining room with the door open. I was like,
why would you do that?
Like, were you Eli? Like, I'm not sure if he's trying to cover, like, just to make sure he's covering tracks, or like, I don't know what the point of that was.
That was weird.
Kind of find out later that might not have been the case. I was like, are you just trying to still convince Kalinda, like, this, like, no, this definitely did not happen just by lying and saying you had the door open?
Jackie, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it was, because when we find out about it, doesn't really make that much sense. Jackie is giving a speech at the Alliance of Retired Americans, and she decides to talk about how Peter has always had issues with women coming after him. He's handsome, like, you can't blame him. He's handsome. It's these women. They just keep coming after him. And meanwhile, Eli's, I don't know, Yahoo man, I forget what his name is.
Moody.
Yeah.
Kind of like his fixer. It feels like we've seen this guy before. We saw him when Peter was running for state's attorney. He's kind of like Eli's henchman, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like taking video of Jackie.
And then also like, hey boss, just FYI, this is what's happening. Listen to it for yourself. And at this point, I think Jackie says, you just gotta beat him away with the stick.
Oh man, it's like, yeah, that's not a good look. You should not be using the term "beat them off with a stick" to talk about really anything, especially in like relation to women. Like, it's not a good soundbite to have. And Moody's like, let me pull out my flip phone, talk to get it with you. Like, oh my god, like, how 2012?
But it's also like, so like, Eli is so pissed about this, he makes Moody take the phone to Jackie so he could talk to Jackie in the middle of the speech. And Jackie's like, hi, I'm giving my comments. Snap. Like, bye.
Jackie's
I do miss the satisfaction of the snap.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Closing it. So crud.
It's, we went from the satisfaction of hanging up on somebody, like, and then hearing it and feeling it with like a physical phone thing into a cradle. We went to the cordless phone. We couldn't really do that. And then went to a flip phone where you feel the satisfaction for yourself to flip it. The other person doesn't hear it on the other end, but it's satisfying for you. Now, we don't really have anything like that. Like, I don't get satisfied by hitting the little red circle to like hang up on someone. Like, that's nothing. I don't hear it.
That's why people like chuck their phones, but I can't do that because I can't get a new phone like every 5 seconds. No,
I'm still rocking an iPhone 11, so I hear you.
Sure, can't happen. Eli is very upset by this. Decides to have a talk with Jackie. Jackie is like, she's thinking she's Jackie O at this moment. She's like, Eli, don't bark at me. And Eli's, that wasn't barking. This is barking.
So good. And the way you like we've talked about before, the physical comedy of Alan Cumming is second to none, where he like gets enraged as when Moody calls him earlier. He's like, what is he, kicking a table or something, kicking a chair?
Yes.
Like, oh my god. He's had an ass for Jackie. He's like, he probably wishes he was still convalescing in the hospital, so he doesn't deal with this Jackie stuff now.
Well, and that's basically what he does. He's like, until you behave, you're gonna basically be on the B team. And you're going to go speak at the Regional Senior Center of Greater Barton Grove. It's just like, oh, I've never heard of it. And Eli's like, exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly. And during this conversation, Maddie Hayward, a.k.a. Maura Tierney, comes in and like says, hey, look, I've got some questions. I got some concerns here. There's some rumors going around the Women's Leadership Forum about Peter. And I just want to remind you, I only said I would donate as long as Peter kept it in his pants. Very concerning to me. Eli tries to give her the Like, he's a politician. People are going to come after him, but you can be rest assured that this isn't nothing. And he asks at the end, like, did I assuage your fears? And she says, I don't know. I like Maddie Hayward a lot.
Yeah, she's cool. She's a no nonsense, person out there. I like her.
Yeah. So Eli's like, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll go over to Alicia and I'll say, hey, I know you're having drinks with Maddie later, so why don't you just like bring this up and then like ask it or like say that there's nothing to it. And Alicia's like, how about no? But if she does bring it up, I will say something. That you got to take what you can get, Eli.
I like Alicia like calling Eli out. She's like, all right, like you're doing way too much now. Like, I know I told you I would be like more like down for the cause, but you are coming to me every week with something new. So like, you need to chill, bro. He's like, I promise, I will. This is the last time or whatever.
The last time.
Yeah.
We haven't even had the primary yet. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of time left. A lot of time left. Kalinda is investigating at the hotel. She finds out from this very odd conversation with the concierge lady. I don't really know what was going on there.
Maybe it's just about Kalinda and like what we're used to from her. But the chemistry and the vibes were like vibing and chemistrying. Like, I was like, oh my god, please do not tell me that Kalinda is going like we're gonna pan over to a hotel room and they're gonna have been having sex in the hotel room and Kalinda's getting her information from there. We kept it PG, we kept it cute. Maybe it was the other actress in the scene and how like maybe the dialogue or how the acting, because it was mostly coming from her. I was just like, there's a vibe here. Like, what is this? Like, I don't know. She had seen a good wife before. She's like, oh, this is Archie Punjabi. You have to act sexy. They're like, you don't have to act so sexy or so like seductressly. But yeah, like she gives good information though.
Yeah, we learn in this situation because Eli told Kalinda about the connecting doors thing. She's like, I just want to go see the room and see the connecting doors. And the lady at the hotel is like, well, I can tell you they weren't open because they have to be opened by staff, which is very weird. But apparently they would have like a record.
I think that makes sense though. Like, you don't want any old Joe Schmo being able to open the door.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I think maybe they must have like unlocked it or did it before I've gotten into those rooms that I've had adjoining with people before, because like when my family goes on vacation, sometimes we'll have like an adjoining room, or this could be more at, I don't stay at fancy enough hotels.
There you go. Possibly.
That's probably it. So we learned that the connecting door had to be opened by the staff, and there's no record of that from the night in question. And also, to get up to the 15th floor where Peter was staying, he needed a little concierge card. You need to have special access to be able to hit the 15th floor. So Kalinda's like, this is great. Thank you so much.
Hotel lady is like, at certain points in this conversation, at one point she's like, oh, I seem to have displeased you now. And at the end, when Kalinda finds out about the concierge, she's like, oh, I seem to have pleased you now. I was like, are you doing improv? Was this written? What is this?
Exactly. So Maddie and Alicia have some drinks. We learn that rich people just get things for free, which, we know even more in 2025. And Alicia's like got this information from Eli in her head, and she's also like still wondering after many drinks in, it seems, why do you want to be my friend? And Maddie's like this again? Like what? And Alicia then is like, well, thank you so much. Let me just share with you what I'm going through. I had to go talk to the press about this rumor that my husband's about. Or that's about my husband, which isn't true. But thank you so much for donating to his campaign. And also, this rumor isn't true. And Maddie is like, okay, I'm so sorry you're going through that. And also, did Eli tell you to say that? And she's like,
Alicia,
bad news.
You failed the vibe test. You really did. Like, you're supposed to be a natural conversation. You told Eli you weren't going to bring it up yourself. You're going to let Maddie bring it up, because that's what would have been the thing to do, because I think eventually Maddie would have gotten around to it. But, to blurt all that out like that is like, oh, this is not cool. This is not great.
She was like, so she was going to have her driver take her home. You know what I mean? Like this, they were vibing. They were on the friendship vibes, like they were building, they were going.
Yeah, I'm just mad. He's like, check please. Like,
Yeah, like
let's time out and
okay.
get out of here. And Alicia sees Witch like, oh, I have messed up, huh? He's like, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Jackie at the Senior Center of Greater Morton Grove is hallucinating bugs during her speech. At first, I thought it was just bad CGI, because it was funny.
Well, it really was.
It
Bad
was.
CGI. It was
It was.
horrible. I was like, wow, this is like this is how bad it was in 2012. I was like, because this is awful. This is real bad. I could do this.
It was like they took like little clip art of the bugs and then just like moved them around the screen. Yeah.
So no, but I do think it was like just really bad CGI because I think if you're
but I don't think the bugs were real.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
Yeah.
But if you're hallucinating bugs, I feel like you're not hallucinating bad CGI bugs.
Yeah, that's
you're hallucinating real looking bugs, which I don't know if what's the lady's name? Mary Beth Pell? Is that the actress's name? Jackie?
Yes. Yes.
I just pulled that out of my head. You
did.
I don't know. She's just like, I can't do real cockroaches. I feel like this would have come across like so much more better. That's not how you say that. So much better if they were real cockroaches, like,
or something
in reality. Like, I don't know if she just has an aversion to that or like what the plan was here, but it distracted me because I was like, this is really, really horrible looking CGI, these cockroaches. But yeah, I at first thought they were supposed to be real.
Agreed.
Shows like how run down this place is, how far Eli has followed her.
Like, sorry, Morton Grove. Like,
yeah,
sorry.
we don't mean Morton Grove, a real place. Is that real Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Morton Grove. But yeah, I thought the bugs were real at first. I was like, oh crap, this is like how far she's fallen. But then it's obvious that she's hallucinating these bugs.
Yeah, I know. And I know I said she picked.
Yeah. Well, you feel bad now, don't you?
Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because I would not put it past her.
Picking on poor old infirm Jackie.
Oh my gosh.
You heard it here, folks. Marissa hates senior citizens. She thinks every illness that senior citizens come up with are fake and made up.
I control the editing of the episode.
You heard it here.
Say what you want.
Listen, I may be silenced by Big Good Pod, aka Marissa Garza, but I at least have to say, even if it gets cut out, Marissa hates old people.
It won't, and I don't.
Thinks they're all faking their illnesses. Your Meemaw that has sciatica. Marissa thinks
anyway, Eli is reviewing the tapes of the speech, and he's like, "This is horrible. Like, I cannot believe, like, what is wrong with her? Like, she's glitching or something. Like, something is going on." And Peter walks up.
He thinks she's doing it on purpose to be
to tank it. Yeah. And Peter walks in and he's like, "Oh, there's
mommy.
Oh, that's so nice."
Like a toddler. Mommy's on the screen. Mommy's here. Like, no, Peter is just on the TV. She's not really here. Mommy. It's like, bro, grow up. Like, he's like, oh, it's mom.
It's weird.
Like, bro, like, how old are you? Oh God.
And basically Peter's like, Eli's like, she's tanking it. Like, something's up here. Peter's like, I don't care, really. She's my mom. She's got to get her legs back under her, and she just had a stroke, and she wants to be involved. And Eli's like,
Mommy gets what mommy wants.
Yeah. I still don't understand that. I don't see what a bit. This is definitely my bias towards Jackie. I'm like, I don't see what value she brings to the conversation.
I mean, but she talks to the oldies. I mean,
old people,
and I think like because Peter is a Democratic candidate, and I feel like
traditional values.
You know, some of the older folks might not love the Democratic values. So I think they need someone that talks their language, that can relate to them out there fighting for Peter. So I think it makes sense. It's not a huge demographic that she's reaching. She's not reaching Black voters. Please do not put Jackie in front of any Black voters. That will not go well. I think she has her niche. She has her niche of the older silver hairs. The silver hair community, especially the women, I think, is where we're trying to deploy Jackie the best.
Yes. At this point, okay, so Eli's like, I have to do something about this. I know what I'll do. I'll go talk to Alicia in Alicia's new office, which is shared with Carrie. and we're going to try to have a conversation about 3 different things at the same time.
Boy, oh boy, the physical slapstick comedy. This wasn't really slapstick, but the physical comedy this was. But seeing all 3 people try to have their own conversations in the same space and how much it was chaotic is funny. I think kind of proves Clark's point to be like, hey, like we're having to double up offices. It's not going to go good
Yeah.
because Will and Diane refused to downsize their offices. We got less
Well,
space.
so he's like, let me pick the 2 power players underneath them and annoy them and see what happens.
Yeah, good move.
And Alicia's like, okay, well, give her something to do. Like, just give her, like, this again isn't rocket science, Eli. You should know this by also dealing with Jackie for like 800 gazillion times. But okay.
This is the 8th power struggle that Eli and Jackie have fought. You think you would know by now? Make Jackie feel important, and you'll get her on your side. That's what you got to do.
Yeah,
and Alicia basically tells her, give her a toy to play with, and she will leave you alone. Like it's like dealing with a toddler. Like and I did not do this. I have not done this. Give the kid an iPad, and they'll leave you the F alone.
Kalinda is out interviewing Indira, which I just have to say was probably in New York and not Chicago. Like every time they're in a park, I'm like, you are in Central Park. Like I don't know where you think you are, but okay, whatever. Kalinda's interviewing Indira, and she asks, like, can we tape this? And she was like, I have nothing to hide. Yeah, it's totally fine. I was at this rally, and then I hit it up with Peter, and Peter said, why don't you come to my room afterwards and we can talk about career options? And I was on the 8th floor, so I had to go up to the 15th floor. And Kalinda's like, cool. Did you have like a key to get into his room? Like, no, we were just gonna knock. We're so cute. Basically, Kalinda's like, okay, cool. Was anyone in the elevator with you? No, I made sure I was alone. I'm that smart, basically. Kalinda's like, okay, great. Where'd you get the concierge key? She's like, the what? The who what? The what where? The what where?
Poor little dumb innocent Indira fell right into Kalinda's trap. Kalinda asked like the extreme pointed questions of like, if this was at any time real, you would know these simple facts of you could not get up to the 15th floor without an employee. You cannot do this or that. She lays it all out there for Indira of like, hey, like, all right,
you're lying.
She reels her in like, yeah, gotcha, and like literally tells her like, okay, girl, like, jig's up. You're lying. You're full of hooey.
Well, but maybe there was someone in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, now
and
you remember.
She plays this entire tape in front of Eli and Mandy and the old guy, Richard, who apparently is like editor-in-chief or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess he's the head of the magazine. Yeah.
Yeah. And Eli's like, okay, case closed. Like, we've given you a lot. We've given you access. We've done all this stuff. This proves that there was nothing there. You're going to have to kill the story. So now we get to the straw poll day. Mandy stops by, tells Eli, like, I stand by my story. And he's like, great, have a sausage. Like, I don't care. We killed it. Moving on. Jackie apologizes to Alicia because, Alicia's like standing by Peter, her son, was so important, all of this stuff. And at the same time, she's holding her wine and she sees the bug in her wine. So, and even like Alicia's like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay?
The fact that Jackie's here apologizing should be the first sign. Like, something's wrong with Jackie. And yeah, Jackie's looking like, confused, upset. And Alicia, for all her warring with Jackie, is, I think, still.
She cares about her.
She cares about Jackie. Still concerned. Like, are you all right? Like, you look like you look at a roach. Are you okay?
Well, and even like, she just was confused before even she saw that. Like, just weird. So then Eli gets a phone call from a guy named Jimmy V, and Jimmy V has a blog. It's always a blog, and he says, "I have a story that a national magazine is sitting on a story." About a rumor of Peter sleeping with a campaign worker. I'm sitting on it and I'm going to hit publish in an hour. So would you like to make a statement? And that's where we leave the episode.
Dun, dun, dun. So, I mean, I don't know what this is going to like. I mean, listen, a story, whether it's true or not being out there, is a bad look in general. But I feel like, it's pretty easily proven that this is not true. It's like,
but like, yeah, the fact that it's going to be talked about, like,
yeah, the fact it's out there at all is an issue. It brings
yes,
up Peter's past issues.
yes.
So that's definitely not a good look.
And you gotta know, like, Christiva's got to be behind this.
Boy, you are really banging that Christiva drum. You think Christiva's behind everything, which he might be. He very well might, definitely probably is, like, behind everything bad
Thank you.
nefarious.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, that's I think we covered everything, right?
That was it. I mean, it was, there's a lot more space for other things when we don't have to deal with Kalinda and her husband.
Yeah. So
Okay.
happy we got the week off from that storyline.
It was good.
That. It really, and Kalinda was back doing her Kalinda things, right? She was investigating, she was being smart, she was catching people in lies,
talking on the phone only to Alicia.
Yes. So yeah, that's our episode for the week. Marissa, do you want to feel good? Do you want to feel the good folks?
Good folks.
And by the way, for those that don't listen to our Ellsworth coverage, on our Ellsworth coverage, we figured out what to call the listeners and the watchers of this podcast. You are the good folks. Okay, so that's what you are. Good folks.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes time to land at a really great place, and that's kind of where we're landed. Good folks, you can find me here always on the Good Pod, talking with Jason about Elsbeth and the Good Wife. 2 episodes a week now, as we've got Elsbeth going on. Over on Whirlwinds podcast, I am talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on our time, and other conversations are happening over on the USS Sisterhood with my sister Lisa Garza, and we are talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation because it's the first time we've watched it. So those are my pods. If you want links to any of them, you can go to itsmemarissag.com and find links to that and more. Jason, it is messy love season. So what's going on with you?
Yes, it is mess season, and I love just rolling around in the mess and the muck and the mire and talking about it all. So you can find me mostly on the Rockheads Podcast Network on the Love at First Sight feed. If you just type in Love at First Sight, you will find our podcast feed where we will be talking about the best. Me, Asia Welch, and Mary Kwiatkowski are talking about Love is Blind season 9 currently right now. We are kind of at the midpoint of the season. Things are getting real messy and real dirty. So our recaps of each drop that have come out so far are going to be there. You can also find me talking about the show Married at First Sight, another messy reality show in the same vein as Love is Blind. Currently, before the new season premieres, me and Asia Welch are talking about Married at First Sight over on our podcast, A Perfect Match, over on Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/Perfect Match Podcast, you'll find it there. And coming up, Married at First Sight season 19 is premiering on Peacock October 23rd. So as you're hearing this in just a few short days, season 19 premieres. You can check me and Age talking about it over on that same Love at First Sight feed you find Love is Blind in. And we will also be talking about even more coverage on our Patreon, Perfect Match Patreon. I know a lot of titles. I know a lot of things. Just stay with me. So that's where you can find all of the things I'm up to. Marissa gave her plugs. And so till next time, stay good.